Hey guys, this is Tim from the Hybrid Network, and welcome to a new episode of Spotlight, the show where I ask you guys an interesting question or just a generally interesting topic, and you guys take it from there in the comments. So, the question I have this week is probably something that we all have thought at one point or another. Has Batman run his course, or at the very least, how much Batman is too much Batman? I know what you're thinking. I have nothing against Batman himself. It's just that in recent years we seem to be getting more and more media related solely to Batman, seemingly at the expense of other heroes, and in a really large quantity to the point that you could potentially, well, oversaturate the market with it and make people sick of him. Let's look at it this way. We had the Nolan trilogy recently, which ended back in 2012 with The Dark Knight Rises. We had the Arkham trilogy, technically 4 games, but only 3 that Rocksteady themselves worked on. We have Batman the Brave and the Bold, which ran from 2008 to 2011, and then Beware the Batman, which ended last year. And it seems that about half of DC's animated movies seem to either be about Batman or at least have Batman as a central character, like in the Flashpoint Paradox or in Justice League War. And then you have games like Injustice, where over half the cast was Batman's supporting characters. And back on the point of the animated series, I don't think that we've gone more than 2 years between getting a new Batman animated series, which is even more than we've had with Spider Man. And that's not even counting shows that aren't about Batman, but have Batman as a central figure, like Justice League or Young Justice. And now it seems like we'll be getting a new Batman film franchise with Ben Affleck, starting with Batman vs. Superman and then the Ben Affleck directed Batman movie in the future. And it's pretty clear why it is we get so much Batman. It's clear to everyone. Batman's a very popular character. Everyone likes Batman. But the question here is, when is there just too much Batman? And it seems like we're getting to that point. It seems that the end of all of Batman's trilogies, The Dark Knight Rises, Arkham Knight, tend to have the most criticism hurled towards them and tend to be the less well regarded. They're not seen as bad, but there seems to be a drop off over time. And then you take a look at Beware the Batman, which is probably Batman's like least successful anything in the last several years, having only lasted a year and them having to rush it out because Cartoon Network didn't want to continue it. And you can argue that that's the case of it being in a bad time slot, but even so, Batman wasn't enough to just save it. But Batman is popular and beloved, and he's one of DC's Trinity. He's always going to be popular, and there's always going to be a desire to see more of him. But at what point do we reach having too much, and should we probably start focusing on other characters to sort of take the pressure off of Batman so that he doesn't have to perform solely by himself to make sure that DC is popular? And they're pushing more and more heroes with their cinematic universe, and hopefully they'll do that with their animated movies more in the future. But have we reached the point of too much Batman? Should DC try to back off with him? Well, I'll leave it to you guys in the comments. So remember to subscribe, and until next time, this has been Tim from the Hybrid Network, signing off.